Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. Today we're going to talk about luck and how we can get lucky and find the good luck we deserve in our lives. Now, before we go any further, the first point I make about the factor of luck is there is no such thing as good luck. As we learned from Neville Goddard and Joseph Murphy, we create our realities. We don't just luckily happen upon it. But a discussion of luck in general and an evaluation of lucky people is very helpful in the study of reality creation. When we understand that there's a science behind luck, we can look at people that are lucky and we can see patterns in the way that they act and the things that they do that create the good luck. Then we can learn important lessons that we can use to apply in our own lives. One amazing book that I have read previously on the channel is How to Attract Good Luck. I found this book to be amazingly interesting. Written by A.H.Z. Carr, it explores the factor of good luck and the steps and ways to create good luck in your life. Another previous episode on the channel is Robert Collier's Old Witch Bad Luck, in which he explores the ways in which bad luck can happen in your life through fears and superstitions. The research and discussion of luck is fascinating, and there are luck coaches out there that are very good at helping people to become more lucky. You can become more lucky through exerted effort from the science of luck. Luck exerts a dramatic influence over our lives. A few seconds of bad fortune can unravel years of striving, whilst a moment of good luck can lead to success and happiness. Luck has the power to transform the improbable into the possible, to make the difference between life and death, reward and ruin, happiness and despair. John Woods, a senior partner in a large legal firm, narrowly escaped death when he left his office in one of the Twin Towers in New York, seconds before the building was struck by a hijacked aircraft. This is not the only time that he's been lucky. He was on the 39th floor of the World Trade Center when it was bombed in 1993, but escaped without injury. In 1988, he was scheduled to be on the Pan Am flight that exploded over Lockerbie in Scotland, but cancelled at the last minute because he had been cajoled into attending an office party. The effects of good and bad luck are not confined to matters of life and death. They can also make the difference between financial reward and ruin. In June 1980, Maureen Wilcox bought tickets for both the Massachusetts lottery and the Rhode Island lottery. Incredibly, she managed to choose the winning numbers for both lotteries, but didn't win a penny. Her Massachusetts numbers won the Rhode Island lottery, and her Rhode Island numbers won the Massachusetts lottery. Other lottery players have had the gods of fortune smile on them. In 1985, Evelyn Marie Adams won $4 million on the New Jersey lottery. 4 months later, she entered again and won $1.5 million. Even luckier was Donald Smith. He won the Wisconsin State Lottery 3 times in 1993, 94, and 95, collecting $250,000 each time. The chances of winning a lottery in some cases 1 in 100 million. And luck is not just about money. It also plays a vital role in our personal lives. Stanford psychologist Alfred Bandura has discussed the impact of chance encounters and luck on people's personal lives. Bandura noted both the importance and prevalence of such encounters, writing that some of the most important determinants of life paths often arise through the most trivial of circumstances. He supports his case with several telling examples, one of which was drawn from his own life. As a graduate, Bandura became bored with a reading assignment and so decided to visit the local golf links with a friend. Just by chance, Bandura and his friend found themselves playing behind 2 attractive female golfers and soon joined them as a foursome. After the game, Bandura arranged to meet up with one of the women again and eventually ended up marrying her. A chance meeting on a golf course altered his entire life. A number of researchers have also discussed the effect of good and bad fortune on people's choice of career and success in their professional lives. Once again, they've noted how the impact of these factors is often far from trivial, with many people reporting how chance meetings and lucky opportunities frequently led to a significant shift in career direction or dramatic promotion. Indeed, the powerful effect of good and bad luck on people's professional lives has caused one of America's leading career counselors to remark, each one of us could tell stories of how crucial unplanned events have had at least a small impact. Influential unplanned events are not uncommon. They are everyday occurrences. Serendipity is not serendipitous. Serendipity is ubiquitous. If you look out into history, luck has exerted a considerable influence on the careers of many highly successful business people. By the end of his career, Joseph Pulitzer was an extraordinarily successful businessman and philanthropist. He owned one of the largest newspapers in America, helped raise money to fund the pedestal on which the Statue of Liberty now stands, and endowed the world-famous Pulitzer Prize for writing. Yet all of this may never have happened if it wasn't just for one lucky break. Pulitzer was originally born in Hungary. As a young man, he suffered both poor health and extremely bad eyesight. When he was 17, he came to America as a penniless immigrant, but found it difficult to find employment. As a result, Pulitzer spent a great deal of time playing chess in his local library. On one such visit, he happened to meet an editor of a local newspaper. This chance encounter resulted in Pulitzer being offered a job as a junior reporter. After 4 years, he was given the opportunity to buy shares in the paper and jumped at the chance. It was a shrewd decision. The paper proved highly successful, and he made a considerable profit. Pulitzer continued to make highly successful decisions throughout his life, and he became an editor and eventually owner of two of the best newspapers of his day. But it all turned on that one event when he was playing chess. Richard Wiseman's book, The Luck Factor, identifies lucky and unlucky people. He began with a survey and just simply asked people if they considered themselves lucky or unlucky. And then he created two groups and then began analyzing them, the things they could do, their behaviors and actions, and came up with some surprising results. One of the people in his research, named Lee, was one of the luckiest people he found. Lee has consistently encountered good fortune throughout the whole of his life. When he was just 16, he agreed to help out on a local farm in the rural community where he was raised. He was sitting on the back of a stationary tractor that was connected to a large automated plow, a fearsome device designed to rip up the soil prior to seeding. A friend decided to take the tractor for a short trip. What he didn't realize was that the movement of the tractor was pushing Lee forwards and onto the moving spikes. In one interview, Lee explained what happened next. I couldn't grab hold of anything. To my right and left were the fast-moving wheels of the tractor. I realized I was going to fall and remember looking to my right and left thinking, I can't jump because it's too wide. I was convinced that all the spikes were going to rip me to pieces. At that moment, I started to fall into the plow. There was a sudden jolt and I was flung backwards. The stainless steel link between the tractor and the plow had suddenly sheared. The boss had no idea why it had happened. He had only bought it the previous week. I thought to myself, my God, Lee, you've been lucky. And that has always stayed with me. Lee's father was a landscape gardener, and as a young man, Lee would often help him out at the work. His father once asked him to help out on a highly difficult job. Lee didn't really want to go, but felt that he should. He went along, met the woman of his dreams, and instantly fell in love. Lee knew that they were made for one another, and his gut feeling proved to be uncannily accurate. They've been happily married for over 25 years. Lee's also been very lucky in business and believes that luck has played a significant part in his success. Other participants in Wiseman's research were not so fortunate. Take the case of the 54-year-old publisher Stephen from London. Stephen has experienced financial bad luck throughout his life. Sometimes his ill fortune has been relatively trivial. At other times, it has had far more serious consequences. He once believed that he had won a vast amount of money on a scratch card that was given away with a national newspaper, but a printer's error had resulted in over 30,000 people all winning the same prize, so each claimant won only a few pounds. In another newspaper competition, Stephen won a very large number of stocks and shares in a well-known company. A short while later, the stock market unexpectedly suffered one of its worst ever crashes, and overnight the shares became almost worthless. He once rented out some spare office space to a solicitor who offered to help look after his paperwork. For the first few months, everything went well, but then Stephen started to receive demands for unpaid bills. He eventually discovered that the solicitor had not been paying them and had instead been helping himself to company funds. Now, these examples from Wiseman are indicative of people I've met in my life. I have met people that are lucky. And I've met people that are unlucky. I've met people I can walk into a casino with them and they will win in everything they do. I've met people that can always find that perfect property. They find the perfect property, they get the perfect deal everywhere they go. They are lucky. You can find uniform similarities in these lucky people. Oftentimes, the luck in their past ends up creating luck in the future. So the question is, how can we create luck? Is it something that just happens, or can we create it? Now, it has been my goal through this podcast to show that we can create our reality. And so when we look at people that are lucky, they're creating realities that are positive and good for them. There are some basic principles that Wiseman indicates are principles that lucky people follow. The first is that lucky people create, notice, and act upon the chance opportunities in their life. Lucky people's lives are full of chance opportunities. They are often convinced that these opportunities are the result of pure chance. They just happen to open the newspaper at the right page, come across the right page on the internet, walk down the street at the right time, or go to a party and meet the right person. But through research, it's revealed that these seemingly chance opportunities are the result of lucky people's psychological makeup. The way they think and behave makes them far more likely than others to create, notice, and act upon chance opportunities in their lives. There are unexplored techniques that lucky people use to maximize the role of seemingly chance opportunities in their lives. Being in the right place at the right time is actually all about being in the right state of mind. People who tend to think and behave in the same way are said to have the same personality. The concept of personality is central to modern-day psychology, and for Neville Goddard, he just simply called it states of being. And a huge amount of time and effort has been invested in working out the best way to accurately classify people's personality. Although it has often been far from easy, the results have been very impressive. After years of research, most psychologists agree that there are only 5 underlying dimensions to our personalities. 5 dimensions on which we all vary. These dimensions have been found in both young and old, in men and women, across many different cultures. These are referred to as agreeableness, conscientiousness, extroversion, neuroticism, and openness. So, of course, the researchers took the lucky people and took the unlucky people and tried to figure out what their personality matrix was using these specific dimensions. The first dimension, agreeableness. This is a measure of the degree to which someone is sympathetic towards others and willing to help them. You can wonder whether lucky people were the recipients of large amounts of good fortune because they tend to help others, and so others tended to help them in return. Interestingly, lucky people scored no higher on agreeableness than unlucky people. The second dimension was that of conscientiousness. This is a measure of the degree to which a person is self-disciplined, strong-willed, and determined. Perhaps lucky people experienced more good fortune because they simply worked harder than unlucky people. But once again, there was very little difference in the conscientiousness scores of lucky and unlucky people. The groups did, however, obtain very different scores on the remaining 3 personality dimensions: extroversion, neuroticism, and openness. The differences explained why lucky people constantly encounter chance opportunities in their lives while unlucky people do not. Each of these personality traits relates to a different sub-principle. First of all, lucky people build and maintain a strong network of luck. Research reveals that lucky people score much higher than unlucky people on a dimension of personality known as extroversion. Extroverts are far more sociable than introverts. They enjoy spending time visiting friends and going to parties, tend to be attracted to jobs that involve working with other people. Introverts are far more inward-looking. They are happy to spend time on their own and feel most contented when engaged in more solitary activities such as reading a good book. Additional research revealed that there are 3 ways in which lucky people's extroversion significantly increases the likelihood of them having a lucky chance encounter, meeting a large number of people, being a social magnet, and keeping in contact with people. Many lucky people reported they consistently experience good luck by simply connecting with the people they met on a daily basis. Take the case of Samantha. A few years ago, she was working as a young secretary in a legal firm, secretly hoping to expand her horizons and get a job in the film world. The only problem was that she had no contacts and no relations to help her. On a rainy afternoon, she walked out of a doctor's appointment and hailed a cab on Central Park West in New York to get back to her office. Just as the cab arrived, an older man walked up to her and asked if she could share the car with her. Samantha was naturally outgoing, and as they rode through the park, she struck up a conversation with him and discovered he was an executive at a movie company. She told him of her secret longings to be part of the film world and how she would be glad to accept the lowliest of jobs just to get the foot in the door. He arranged for her to meet with the personnel director at his company, and she was immediately offered a starting position as a secretary to a lawyer, but soon made the transition to film acquisitions. 5 years later, Samantha is a successful film executive in Los Angeles who recognizes that she seized an opportunity while being in the right place at the right time. Research had revealed that these people attract others because, without realizing it, social magnets exhibit the type of body language and facial expressions that other people find attractive and inviting. Interestingly, lucky people exhibit exactly the same pattern of behavior. The differences between lucky and unlucky people were dramatic. Lucky people smiled twice as much as unlucky people and engaged in far more eye contact. Perhaps the biggest differences emerged when they examined the degree to which they engaged in open or closed body language. People exhibit closed body language when they cross their arms and legs and orient themselves away from the person they are speaking to. Open body language is exactly the opposite. People point their bodies towards the person that they are speaking to, uncross their arms and legs, and often make gestures that involve them displaying open palms. Lucky people's body language and facial expressions attract other people to them, and again, the more people they meet, the greater the probability of them having a chance encounter. The more people they talk to at a party, the greater their chances of meeting their dream partner. The more people they talk to about business, the greater the chances of meeting a new client or someone who has a beneficial impact on their career. Still, this isn't the full picture. In addition to initiating conversations with lots of people and being social magnets, lucky extroverts also engage in a third type of behavior that increases the probability of living a life full of chance opportunities. The third type of behavior plays the biggest role in their success. Lucky people are effective at building secure and long-lasting attachments with the people that they meet. They're easy to get to know, and most people like them. They tend to be trusting and form close friendships with others. Now, I know that this is disconcerting because many in the spiritual community are introverts. And sometimes the awakening process makes us a little bit more introverted. At least that's the pattern that I notice. You can't stereotype everybody and everything. But a lot of times you have spiritual people in the spiritual community talking about manifesting and attracting the reality that they want, but they don't even want to go outside or actually talk to people. And then they say, why am I not manifesting? Well, it might be that you're not in that state of mind in which you can create a positive opportunity in your life, leading you to what you want. The second sort of sub-principle is that lucky people have a relaxed attitude towards life. There's another set of hidden techniques that lucky people unconsciously use to their advantage. These techniques are not so much concerned with creation of chance opportunities, but instead enhance lucky people's ability to notice and act upon opportunities that arise naturally. It is a simple idea, but one that has important implications for chance opportunities and luck. Quite often, we're simply unaware of the opportunities that surround us because we are too focused on looking for something else. Wiseman carried out a very simple experiment into this phenomenon. He gave people a newspaper and asked them to look through it and tell him how many photographs were inside. It all seemed fair and above board. He simply wanted to know how many photographs were in the newspaper. Everyone found the task very easy, and it took them about 2 minutes to look through the paper and count the photographs. A few people took slightly longer because they went through the newspaper a second time and double-checked. In fact, all of them could have told the answer within seconds without going to the bother of counting the photographs, because the second page of the newspaper contained a message which said in big letters, "Stop counting. There are 43 photographs in this newspaper." This was not a small message tucked away in the corner of the page. This message took up half of the page and was written in type that was over 1.5 inches high. It was a huge message staring everyone straight in the face, but nobody saw it because they were too focused on looking for photographs. They also missed out on something far more important, namely an opportunity to win £100. Halfway through the newspaper, they placed a second huge message. Again, this one also took up half the page and announced in huge type, "Stop counting, tell the experimenter you've seen this and win £100. Again, every single person missed the message, and they were too busy looking for the photographs. It's an interesting example that's given here. Oftentimes we're looking for the things to help us reach our goals and accomplish the things that we want. And we become so focused like a tunnel on that particular thing that we miss out on all the things that are going on around us, all the opportunities that are happening around us. And that, to me, is one of the biggest elements of luck, is being aware of the opportunities and things around you. And the more that you're aware, the greater things will expand for you. Lucky people have an ability to notice opportunities. It's a result of their relaxed way of looking at the world. It's not that they expect to find certain opportunities, but rather they notice them when they come across them. In contrast, unlucky people tend to be more anxious. They're the type of people who are so busy counting the photographs in the newspaper, they don't notice the advertisement offering them an opportunity to win £100 instantly. In real life, they might be focused on getting to a meeting on time, or thinking about finding a new job, or worrying about problems in their lives. And as a result, they have a very narrow, focused beam of attention that can cause them to miss the unexpected opportunities that surround them on a daily basis. One exercise you can do is go back and analyze what chance opportunities have you missed in your life. Just go back and go through your life. Maybe a moment comes up, and imagine the moment, try to see it from a different perspective. And as you recapitulate your past and notice different moments, you'll begin to notice that there are many, many missed opportunities that we have in our lives because we have such a narrow focus. Another sub-principle is that lucky people are open to new experiences in their lives. This centers around an important dimension of their personality, referred to as openness. People who obtain a high score on this dimension like to have a great deal of variety and novelty in their lives. They love trying new experiences, new kinds of food, new ways of doing things. They tend not to be bound by convention, and they like the notion of unpredictability. People who obtain a low score on openness tend to be more conventional. They tend to like to do things the way they've been done in the past. They like the idea that tomorrow being broadly similar to yesterday and today, and they don't enjoy big surprises. The second principle is to listen to your lucky hunches. Lucky people make successful decisions by using their intuition and gut feelings. Lucky people listen to their hunches, their gut. They make decisions based on their intuition. They follow their intuition and their heart. Lucky people have an ability to make successful decisions, and their choices manifest in their personal lives and professional lives. They consistently place their trust in colleagues and clients who are honest and reliable and make sound choices when it comes to their careers and financial matters. So a sub-principle of this is they listen to their gut feelings and their hunches. Many feelings are relatively easy to define. We know what someone means when they say they feel happy, sad, angry, or calm, but it is much harder to know exactly what people are referring to when they talk about intuition. Part of the problem is that different people use the word in different ways. For some, it's a eureka moment that seems to come out of nowhere. Others use the word intuition to describe a form of creativity. Artists, poets, and writers often refer to their intuitive abilities when they talk about the creative process. Wiseman cites a number of experiments and examples that clearly show that lucky people are following their gut and intuition. There are numerous examples of lottery winners just feeling an intuition they need to pull over at a particular convenience store to get their lottery ticket. They're following their gut, they're following their intuition. They go to a particular shopping center and meet their partner. They go to a particular restaurant and they meet someone they can start a business with. They follow their gut, they follow their hunches. And my belief on a transurfing level is that there is a space of variations that contains all the possibilities available to us, a quantum field of possibilities. And there are signals and ripples that occur within this field that we can become sensitive to and aware of. Possible other realities where these things exist. We're tuned into the future and the past of these realities, and we know that there are many realities. If we go to this restaurant, that we will meet that person that will help start our business. Another sort of sub-principle to this or aspect is that lucky people boost their intuition. They actively try to monitor their intuition. They meditate. They look at the signals in their lives. They evaluate their decision-making process. They're able to go back in the past and evaluate the decisions they've made. They tune into the feelings of their heart and mind. There are many examples of this. I'm sure you've met people in your life that have amplified their own intuition by using observation and meditation to divine the feelings and signals of the heart. The third principle that's common among lucky people is that they expect good fortune. Their expectations about the future help them fulfill their dreams and ambitions. I have a couple episodes on expectation. I definitely refer you to the episode What the Attitude of Expectancy Will Do for You, as well as a chapter from Orison Swett Martin called Expect Great Things. If you can expect good things to happen, you make arrangements within your energetic profile for those things to happen. It's just like that feeling right before Christmas where you expect that you're going to have presents the next day. It's that feeling of expectation that often broadcasts and creates in the energetic field the luck that comes to you. We all have dreams and ambitions. Some people want to be amazingly successful in business or win the lottery or travel the world, but others harbor a secret desire to become famous as a writer or film star. Most people want to be in a loving relationship. Research reveals that lucky people's dreams and ambitions often become a reality, whilst unlucky people rarely obtain what they want from life. Wiseman's research reveals that lucky people don't achieve their dreams and ambitions by chance. Fate doesn't conspire to prevent unlucky people from obtaining what they want. Instead, lucky and unlucky people achieve or fail to achieve their ambitions because of a fundamental difference in how they think about themselves and their lives. They expect good things. So the sub-principle here is that lucky people expect their good luck to continue in the future. We all have expectations about the future. Some of us expect to be happy and healthy. Others are convinced that they will be miserable and sad. Some people expect to find their perfect partner, and others anticipate moving from one failed relationship to the next. This is clear evidence that we do create our reality. But this is scientific evidence through research surveys from Wiseman and others that researched luck. So if you expect good things to happen, you're increasing your own luck. Another sub-principle of this is that lucky people attempt to achieve their goals, even if their chances of success seem slim, and persevere in the face of failure, which shows that faith works. People that have faith that they will have success, even when the whole world is saying they won't, generally are lucky because of this. You create a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it has an impact on the lives of lucky and unlucky people when you expect great things. Another aspect of this is that it's statistically true, according to Wiseman, that lucky people expect their interactions with others to be lucky and successful. They expect their interactions with people to work out for the best. When they have this expectation, that reflection, it comes back to them, a clear evidence that we create our reality. We create our luck by the ways that we imagine and expect what will happen to us in the future. And the fourth principle perhaps is the most interesting, is that lucky people are able to transform their bad luck into good fortune. And this comes down to how you react to the things that happen in your life. Oftentimes we react to something terrible, and then it snowballs and gets worse and worse by our own reactions of it. The lucky person has a flat tire, and they assume that they would have missed an accident along the way. The person that has the flat tire that's unlucky assumes that the whole world is working against them. Many times in your life, you've had something terrible happen, and if you look back on it years later, you can see the beneficial effects of it. The lucky person is aware of that in the moment, when that bad thing is happening, which leads us to the first sub-principle of this, which is that lucky people see the positive side of their bad luck. They see the lessons that come from the bad luck. They take the lessons, they turn it around, and they make it better. Research suggests that athletes who win bronze medals are actually happier than those who win silver medals, and the reason for this has to do with the way in which athletes think about their performance. The silver medalists focus on the notion that if they had performed slightly better, they would perhaps have won a gold medal. In contrast, the bronze medalists focus on the thought if they had performed slightly worse, then they wouldn't have won anything at all. Psychologists refer to our ability to imagine what might have happened rather than what actually did happen as counterfactual thinking. The other sub-principle of this is that lucky people are convinced that any ill fortune in their life in the long run will work out for the best. You can find more about this particular principle in my episode on the advantage method. This is an idea that also comes from transurfing. You always are looking for the advantage in whatever happens. Everything is working to my advantage. Something wonderful is happening now. It is a powerful reaction that you make in the moment, and you create, remember, in every moment. So your reaction to bad things that happen also ends up creating your reality. And the third principle of this is that lucky people don't dwell on their ill fortune. When you have something bad happen, if you're sitting and thinking about that bad thing over and over again, playing it out in your mind, you're still vibrating and resonating at the same level as when that bad thing happened before. And so what happens is the bad energy, the frequency of that bad thing that happened continues to emanate and radiate in your life continuously every time that you go into that moment. When you're imagining the bad thing that happened, you're thinking about it, it's like it's happening over and over again. Lucky people don't do this. Lucky people do not dwell on it. They let things go. Another aspect of it is they take constructive steps to prevent more bad luck in the future. They learn their lessons, they know what happened, and they take constructive steps so that they stop these bad things from happening in the future. These are actual actions that people with good luck take. You can create better lives. I would treat life like a luck school and look at the people in your life that are lucky and evaluate the ways they look at the world, the way they think about the world, the way they react to the world. And if you adopt those particular attitudes, you will find that you are also lucky in your life. Luck is not something that is simply given to us. We are not born with good luck. The stars don't align perfectly. There is no astrological configuration that tells us that we are lucky or we're not lucky. We are not unlucky when Mercury is in retrograde. We have control at any moment, at any given time, at any place in the planetary configuration, at being lucky or not. It is a choice that we make in the attitude that we have. Luck is a state of mind. And now you have these basic ideas, and you can choose to take these principles and get lucky. Get lucky. Take on this vibration of luck, and great things will happen for you. Maximize your chance opportunities. Listen to your lucky hunches. Expect good fortune and turn your bad luck into good luck. 4 simple things that you can do to enhance your luck in your life. I'm lucky just to get a chance to talk with you and share my insights and knowledge with you on my own spiritual path. I'm so incredibly lucky to have the opportunity to speak with you, that you clicked on this video. And I want to express my gratitude for that, because I know how lucky I am, and I am grateful for that luck. So thank you so much. for spending your time with me on this episode. I see you as lucky. I imagine you as lucky, and I expect that you will be lucky. And if something bad is happening for anyone out there, I expect that it's going to be a wonderfully transforming thing for you. All good things are coming to you because you are so lucky. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. I would love it if you checked out my art. We have so much new art coming your way. Amazing new pieces created by my wife and me together with sigils and Grabavoy numbers that are designed to radiate particular energies. It's so much fun. And I have several paintings I've created to help enhance your own luck. And welcome to the Reality Revolution.